Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschachare Shatarane He Guru Jnanadadina Bandho Swananda Data Kurunayaka Sindho Vrindavanasi Nihitavatara Prasida Radha Pranaya Prachara Radha Sammukha Sansaktin Sakhi Sangha Nivasanim Tamaham Satatam Vande Madhavashaya Vigraham Ajanulambita Bhajo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaikapitaro Kamalaya Taksho Ishambaro Dhijabaro Jugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakuru Karunavataro Vande Nanta Bhuteshwayam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nichopi Yat Prasadat Sad Bhakti Shastra Pravartika Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kopatubhishcha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Before speaking, I offer my Ananta Koti Shastanga Dandavat Pranama to the lotus feet of my beloved spiritual master A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and to all Vaishnavas, in particular His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, Nityalida Vishnu, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Thakur, to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and to his beloved grandson, Srila Bhakti Vibhud Budayan Maharaj. So please bless me, I can say something useful that will be helpful to devotees. We were just doing an interview with Madhav Krishna Prabhu. So he asked me to say something about unity and diversity. So I was thinking about it, and then a nice example came to mind. In California, every year they have something called Santa Ana wind. It's during the hot season, and this wind blows through the valleys that are very dry in the summer. And when the fire starts, every year there's fire, and thousands of homes burn, people lose their life, their car is burned, their business is burned. They suffer immensely from fire. So how to extinguish fire? You can get a hose, you can call the fire department, you can get a bucket brigade to throw water on the fire. But a fire of that magnitude cannot be extinguished with a hose. Or I watched a fire burn. I was serving in Northern California at a Gurukula, Bhaktivedanta village, Gurukula. And there was a fire across the valley. So a helicopter was coming down with a big bucket and picking up water from the river and dumping it on the fire. Nothing. Then a big, huge B-52 bomber came dumping chemicals. Nothing. Fire kept burning. How is a fire extinguished of that magnitude? Rain has to come. So we sing in the morning, Sansara dhavana lalida loka chanaya karuna gana ganatvam praptasya kalyana gunanavasya vande guru shri charanarabindam. The whole material world is on fire, and people don't even know it. This is insanity. People are burning in the fire of material existence, and they're thinking, it's very nice. I have my home, my car, my bank balance, my wife, my children, my health. Everything's very nice. They don't know, they don't even know they're burning in the fire of material existence. How long can you hold on to any of these things? Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bhajahu haripada niti re. Everything, all these material assets are just like a drop of water on a lotus pad. It beads up and immediately it can't stay there. And we can't stay here. Krishna describes this world, dukhalayam ashashvatam. But people think, I'll be sukhalayam and shashvatam. I can stay here forever and I'll be very happy. But in actuality, they're burning in the blazing fire of material existence. And who can extinguish that fire? Who is the rain cloud in a person's life? Vaishnava, Guru. And what is the ocean of mercy that extinguishes the blazing fire of material existence? That is Krishna. But can we approach Krishna directly? This is such a beautiful analogy given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Can we approach the ocean directly? The ocean comes to us in the form of a cloud. Gana ganatam. Because the cloud is created from the ocean. The sun beats down on the ocean, which evaporates the water, and it forms a cloud. And the cloud moves across the land, watering everything, making it green, making it fruitful, and extinguishing any fire that occurs. In the same way, the source of mercy is coming from Krishna. But how to get that mercy? From his representative, Guru. Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. We worship the lotus feet of Guru because he carries the mercy of Krishna. This is Vaishnava. And the Vaishnava is not defined by any sectarian institution. This is like saying, this is actually Vaishnava Parad. It's Vaishnava Parad. It's like saying, you have to be tall to be a Vaishnava. Or you have to be fat to be a Vaishnava. You have to be black or white or yellow or brown, then you can be a Vaishnava. We don't define Vaishnava in terms of bodily designation. Similarly, we don't define Vaishnava in terms of institutional affiliation. A Vaishnava is a Vaishnava, rare, special soul who carries the mercy of Krishna to extinguish the blazing fire of material existence. This is a Vaishnava. This is why we worship Vaishnavas, because their heart bleeds for the welfare of human society. They're paradukha dukhi. They're unhappy to see someone else unhappy. Material life means they become very happy to see someone unhappy because they think, I'm better, I'm smarter, I'm richer, I'm happier. And just see this guy, he's a loser, such a loser. Vaishnava feels the opposite. His pain is to see the pain of others. Prahlad Maharaj said, Naivo dvije paraduratyara vaitaranyas tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna cheta so cheta to vimukha cheta se indriyartha maya sukhaya baramudvahato vimudhan. He prayed to the Lord that I have no problem. I've come to the lotus feet of the Lord. I've become a devotee. My deliverance is assured. But I have one very big problem, socha. My lamentation, my anxiety, my problem is to see people thinking they can be happy in this material world, and for that maya sukh, for that temporary chapala sukh, maya sukh, they're carrying the huge burden of material life. Life after life doing the same stupid thing, trying to enjoy in the material world and getting the same negative result life after life after life. For that person, Prahlad Maharaj said, I suffer. So this is a Vaishnava. This is why we worship Vaishnavas, why we take the dust to the feet of Vaishnavas. Because they're not self-interested, they're not self-satisfied. Their heart bleeds for the suffering of other people. And for that purpose, we make institutions to promote the preaching of Krishna Bhakti. But if an institution exists just for the sake of the institution, if the institution exists just to promote the institution, this is useless. Institution exists to promote the message of Vedanta. Therefore, we aspire to become Bhakti Vedantas, because Bhakti is the conclusion of all Veda. Vedaista sarvaraham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda vid eva chaham. Krishna is the compiler of Veda. He's that person who's to be understood from Veda. He's the goal of Veda. And he's the knower of Veda. So devotees are meant to be Bhakti Vedantas, carriers of the message of Veda for the welfare of human society. And if we don't do that, why call yourself Vaishnava? Vaishnava is known by his heart, not by his dress or his institutional affiliation, by his bodily birth or caste or wealth or social position. A Vaishnava is known by the character of his heart, that his heart burns for the suffering of other people. So what is the meaning of institution then? This is Acharya's duty, is to increase the institution. This we see historically. My Guru Maharaj burned with the desire to increase Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. And practically speaking, change the course of human history in doing so. Every Acharya wants to increase the preaching. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada did the same thing. He could have stayed in Navadip, chanting under a tree, like his Guru Maharaj, Srila Gorkeshwar Das Babaji Maharaj. He could have done that. But what would the world be today without, if Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada never came, would we be sitting here? Think for a moment, where would you be? And what would you be doing? Would you be sitting with devotees, with Kantimala and Tilak? Very horrifying thought. Especially for me, where would I be? You don't want to know. Born in Western culture, eating anything, doing anything, drinking anything, on my way quickly going to hell. We should ask ourselves, where would we be and what debt we have to our acharyas to follow in their footsteps, to expand the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for that purpose, we create institutions. But an institution doesn't exist just for the sake of an institution. We exist for spreading the mission and teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no other reason. Srila Saraswati Thakur said that we are not artisans, we're not carpenters, we're not stonemasons. What are we? We're carriers of the mission, of the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is our business. So with that in mind, we should see every institution as our brother. Common interests, we all want the same thing. Every Vaishnava who's actually developed the feeling of a Vaishnava wants the same thing. We want to help other people and provide them the only means of help available in this world. There is no other means of help. A hospital is very good, because the day will come when each of us needs a hospital. Correct? It's the nature of this world. Every one of us will need a hospital in due course of time. Maybe tomorrow, we don't know. But a hospital cannot solve the problem of death. With the most advanced technology, most advanced machines, most advanced educated doctors, they cannot solve the problem of death. Food distribution cannot solve the problem of hunger. You feed someone today, tomorrow they're hungry again. Medicine cannot solve the problem of disease. What is the solution for birth, death, old age, and disease? Only Krishna Bhakti. So for this purpose, we make institutions to spread this priceless knowledge that we take for granted. Dehinosmin yata dehe kumaram jovanam. Asmin dehe, we're souls within the body. Oh, I learned that 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Very ABC, spiritual. The world is suffering because they don't know this elementary thing, this most simple thing. The world is suffering for this, that we take for granted. You're not your body. Most simple thing. But the whole world is struggling to satisfy the needs of their mind and senses, their body. We have priceless knowledge, and it simply needs to be distributed. So for that reason, we make institutions. But if we build walls around our institutions and have only singular interest of our own institution to the detriment of any other institution, this is counterproductive. Devotees should stand, institutions should stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder, to spread the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this way, fulfill the desire of our acharyas, who inculcated this desire in each of us, to preach Krishna consciousness, to preach Krishna bhakti. Because there's no other solution to the problems of the world. But if we're so busy with my guru, my institution, my mat, my men, my money, my mandir, then we miss the point of Vaishnavism. We should be broad-minded in our perception and our presentation of Krishna bhakti. And that is my direct experience. I was born in ISKCON the day I accepted initiation from my Guru Maharaj in 1973, July. And I'll die in ISKCON. But I know serving in Sri Krishna Chaitanya mission is pleasing to him, because the objective is the same. The objective is exactly the same, to spread the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should find that situation where we can be happy in the association of like-minded devotees and serve together and extinguish the blazing fire of material existence. Because this is what it means to be a Vaishnava. So I offer my respects to all of you, because you're all Vaishnavis and Vaishnavas, given your life for this singular purpose. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Bhakti Vibhu Godayan Maharaj ki jai.